Hello and welcome to episode 24 of the AnyGames.ie podcast with me, Gav.
And me, Dave.
Dave, what's happening?
Not much, Gav.
Same old.
Yeah, off the back of a Paddy's weekend, you know.
We are.
We had that, it was essentially a long weekend. You know, it's weird, it's that gap, isn't it? You have the Monday and then it's Paddy's Day Tuesday. I always think they should just observe that day.
Yeah, it's nearly like the period over Christmas when you don't know what's going on, what day it is.
Yeah, it's a bit like
all
that.
over the place.
Yeah, so, you know, it's much better when Paddy's Day falls on a weekend and then you get the Monday.
Yeah.
But sure, look.
Yeah, over the next couple of weeks it gets a bit mental as well because you've got bank holidays and you've got mid-term breaks. And
I was only saying today, there seems to be this period of the year, kids are never in school.
Oh,
It's like, yeah,
terrible.
They're in a couple of days here and there, and schools have this new idea of how to do mid-term breaks where it's like, yeah, we'll bring them in 3 days this week, and then in a few weeks' time, there'll be 2 days off randomly.
Or we'll finish the school year earlier this time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'll go back a bit early from the midterm and then we'll finish earlier for the summer.
It's like, what's this? No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
No, not having it.
But no, I suppose not really up to much. Took the kids out to the local parade yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday.
I know. See,
yes, all over the place.
Yeah,
and it's deadly. I much prefer our local parade where we are. It's like something out of Craggy Island. I'd much rather that than go to the one in town. You know.
Yeah, milk floats and
yeah. Oh, the local restaurant. You know, the back of that van open, handing out little mini pizzas to people. It's you know, it's better. It's better. Than
more character.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I haven't gone into town in years for the parade.
It's a long time.
It's carnage. I just couldn't be doing it.
I think I was a kid. I think the last time I went in. How about yourself, anyway? Nothing strange?
No, didn't do much. Stayed local as well.
Yeah.
Didn't go to any parades or anything. Just hung around. My family got a load of food in.
Yeah.
Took a handy.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
just, you know,
just yeah.
Be unhealthy for the weekend.
Absolutely, yeah. Stuff your face.
Good stuff.
Best way to do it. Come here, tell me this and tell me no more. What's going on with socials?
Yeah, so this is the bit where we had the you know what's going on the AnyGames website every week, and the shout out this week there is fuck all happening on the website.
Yeah, it's just a week that's in it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the week that's in it. But I suppose if you know the usual sort of thing, if anybody wants to give shout outs to, you know, looking for 5-side or looking for players for the 5-side or something like that, AnyGames.ie, head over there and post up there, and we'll shout everything out here as well and on our socials.
Yeah,
as always.
One thing worth noting: Finglas United are looking for coaches of all levels, from schoolboy right up. They put a post up on their socials, and we're going to share it across ours. So keep an eye out for that. And if you've any interest in getting involved, great club. I'm with it myself, and yeah, great club, great people, and all the contact details are on the post. So keep an eye out for that.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Actually, I'll put that up on the website. So I'll head over to the Finglas United page. I'll take the details and I'll throw it up in the club section. So the details will be there as well.
Yeah, and then we will move on to the Leinster Senior League and some of the results from the past week, and then we'll look ahead to some of the fixtures as well. So we had Lucan United and Inchicore that finished 2-1 to Inchicore. St. Francis beat Moctus 2-1. Colesta Donecarney beat UCD 3-0. We had Kilbarrack, what looks to be a cracking game judging by the scoreline. Kilbarrack United beat Bangor Celtic 4-3. Malahide beat Ballymun 5-1. And then in the last game of the week, we had Usher Celtic, who got a surprising victory, you would have said, based on
league position.
On league position. They beat Wayside 3-2.
I'm just looking there at the table, Gav. It's still very tight up the top, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's very tight. So Malahide and Kilbarrack are very close at the moment. There's only a point separating those. And then
you have Lucan as well, who are the 5 points off Malahide, but it's still tight. You know, it's only a couple of games.
Yeah,
know.
The thing to watch out for as well is a lot of teams have ground to make up in terms of number of games played.
Yeah.
So you will see, like, even if you look at St. Moctus, they've only played 14. So they could easily, once they made that up, they could climb the table. And the same with Finglas United. They have a couple of games in hand over some of the teams above. they could go as far as third level with St. Francis based on games played. So
Yeah, so I mean,
still all to play for.
It's very close, yeah.
So looking ahead then to this weekend.
Well, I suppose it is the weekend.
This weekend's
Yeah.
fixtures. The first one up is on Friday. That's Usher Celtic against UCD. And then on Sunday, we've got Ballymun United against Wayside Celtic.
Is there a reason there's only a few games stuck up?
I think a lot. There is cups on. And some of the cups are leading into next week. And I'm not sure if you mentioned it on the podcast, but Finglas United are away to Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, big game there.
So big game. Be interesting to see how Shamrock Rovers line up, because we heard before where this cup is kind of like a chance for League of Ireland teams to breed their youth.
Yeah.
Like we've seen it in the game, Bows against...
The Bows game, yeah.
Bows against Finglas, and they were all kind of under 21s and stuff, you know.
You'd wonder, you might see something similar from Shamrock Rovers.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I'd imagine most League of Ireland teams, that's how they treat that cup.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the FAI Cup, you know.
Yeah.
So I would say that's where they give a lot of their youth game time, competitive game time, because it is a very high standard.
It is. And I suppose if you're a fan of Bows or Rovers, you probably want to see young players kind of brought through in that
absolutely
competition.
Yeah, spot the next bit of talent that might burst onto the scene and make it into the first team.
I do have an interesting thought on that one. When you have the likes of Bows playing Finglas United there a few weeks back when we covered the game, and you might be a Bows fan and you go to the Bows games and stuff like that, but when it comes to a case when they're playing your local club, where do you fall on that? For me,
I was supporting Finglas for that.
Well, I would as well.
Game.
I'd fall down on the side of the local club.
Yeah, and the underdog.
Yeah, the underdog, and it's better story. And I don't know. I just you'd always be shouting for the local amateur team, I think, wouldn't you?
But you know who the winner is? Those type of games, Dave.
You're gonna say football.
Football is the winner. You know me so well.
Yeah. But it is, to be fair, it sounds cliche and cheeseball to say, but it is actually.
But it is. It's great for everybody involved. I mean, it's great for a local club to be able to host the League of Ireland club, first of all. But then it's great for a League of Ireland club to be able to give competitive game time to the youth coming through as well.
Yeah, it just works out for everybody.
Yeah, I think.
And as well on a community level, I think games like that are brilliant as well. You saw the crowd that came out that day.
Atmosphere was amazing.
It was brilliant. It draws all kinds as well, like local people or people like AnyGames.ie coming out to cover games.
There you go. Yeah, it gives us amateur broadcasters.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Anybody who wants us out at their games, give us a shout.
Absolutely.
But no, it's great for everybody. I think when you see things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We will move on then to League of Ireland.
Yeah, sounds good. Nice segue.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So looking back at week 7's results, Galway beat Waterford 4-3. Drogheda and Rovers finished 0-0. Shamrock Rovers, that is. Dundalk beat Sligo Rovers 1-0. Shells and Bows finished 0-0. And Pats and Derry also finished 0-0. So with the exception of that Galway and Waterford game, very few goals this week.
Okay.
Bang. And the dirt is gone. Barry Scott's in the house.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at week 8 then on the upcoming fixtures this week as well.
Yep.
And we've got Derry Drogheda, Waterford Pats, Bows hosting Dundalk, Shamrock Rovers at home to Galway United, and then finish it up is Sligo Rovers at home to Shells.
Bows still going well.
Bows are still going well. I was just about to get on to where that leaves them all, Dave, and get on to the league table as it stands.
Mm-hmm.
So Bows still unbeaten, 5 wins and 2 draws across their 7 games. They're on 17 points. Behind them then is Pats on 14, Rovers on 12, and Dundalk and Shells both on 10.
Derry City, disappointing, I think, for them. I would think they would be disappointed at where they are at the minute.
Yeah, maybe there's been a lot of changes there. the likes of James McLean and stuff coming in.
Yeah.
Probably just taking time to get settled, I'd say. I know we touched on it last week as well. Like, you look at Rovers, not a bad start by any means, but they always kind of grow into the season. If the last couple of seasons have anything to go by, they do. They're one of those teams that just get a bit of momentum and keep picking up points.
Keep going, yeah. I think as Bows fans, like, you'd be looking at it and thinking, just pick up as many points now.
Yeah.
And keep that early season momentum going, that when Rovers do pick up a bit of pace, that you're still there, and not dropping off. It's kind of what happened last year. Kind of ran out of legs a little bit, Bows, didn't they?
Yeah, well, that's it. They got off to a good start, but as I was saying last week, there's something different,
Yeah.
At the moment, you can
kind of feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it, like something special's about to happen. And look, it's long overdue. Both fans will tell you, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can continue on and keep this momentum going. But I didn't get to see the Shells game, but what I would say is, going to Talca Park and picking up a point.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad going. It's not bad going. I mean, Shells, again, they've kind of been hit and miss so far this season. But again, they're
still a good side though, and they're going
100%. They were league champions the year before last.
Yeah, and they're obviously going to be capable of taking points off teams coming there.
Yeah. Talca's a tough place to go, so to get a point out there, keep the unbeaten streak going is really good for Bows.
Yep.
So long may it continue for all the Bows fans.
Right, Gav, so moving on then to In the News. And there's a few bits, I think, in the news this week to talk about. I suppose we'll start with one of the bigger ones this week, which is, I think it was this just happened today, with the AFCON.
I think it happened yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Because I think news broke during the PSG game.
Yeah.
Because Hakimi and Diaz, I think it was, both played for Morocco.
Yeah.
So the news came through. I think Diaz was sitting on the bench at the time. So for anybody who hasn't seen this story, Senegal, who won the AFCON almost 60 days ago now.
Yeah, it's a good while ago now.
Yeah, almost 60 days, I think. And obviously Morocco had put in a formal complaint.
Yeah.
And it was reviewed. And because Senegal came off the pitch and abandoned play for, was it 50 minutes?
It was a good period of time anyway.
Yeah, so basically all the Senegalese players walked off the pitch, stayed off the pitch for a large...
all because they didn't agree with a decision.
The referee's decision during extra time in the final.
Which is ridiculous, first of all.
So what this independent body or whoever reviewed it has decided is that the Senegalese players abandoned the game. Yeah. So in a game that actually finished 1-0 to Senegal,
lifting the trophy, all of that.
Lifting the trophy, doing the bus parade, the works. That result now reads 3-0 Morocco.
Yeah, they were match abandoned. Forfeit.
Yeah.
Senegalese forfeit.
Yeah. So cars driving around with the Moroccan flag around Marrakesh.
Yeah.
Oh, see that? Geography. But yeah, so Morocco are now the AFCON champions.
Yeah. How do you feel about it? Like, not so much the who's the champions, who isn't, because I really don't have any kind of skin in the game. I don't
know if there was any ever precedent for something like that happening. So maybe it did take. I mean, 60 days by modern standards is a quick enough turnaround, considering how long these charges against City have been.
We'll get into that in a few minutes.
We will get into that in a few minutes because it leads nicely into our other story. But I would say, in 60 days, independent body to come along and go, actually, do you know what? Yeah, you forfeited the game.
It's a funny one. Like, I can kind of understand it, and I kind of, in one sense, I agree. Like, you can't walk off the pitch for 50 minutes. But what should have happened at the time was that the match is abandoned. The referee should have made the decision then.
That's why I'm saying, I wonder, has there ever been a precedent for that before, where that's happened and they made that decision there and then? Because I don't think there has. I think this was obviously something that was unexpected, something that's never been seen before.
Yeah.
So maybe just because it's the first time around. And I think they're also setting a deterrent for a team to carry on in that fashion again.
Yeah, and I don't think, I know Senegal have appealed it, I think, as of today.
Have they?
They've appealed that decision.
I didn't see that part, yeah.
I could be wrong, and I could be spouting out well-known facts I just made up. But as far as I know, I read something earlier about Senegal appealing that decision. So this could go back and forward a little bit. But I don't think, now that it's been overturned, I don't think it should be overturned again. And as you say, it is a good deterrent against something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't walk off the pitch because there was, like we've seen cases of teams walking off the pitch for racist abuse and stuff like that coming from the stands.
That's completely different.
Different story altogether. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I agree with that. But to walk off the pitch because you didn't agree with a refereeing decision is, I mean, we could get into that. We could do that every week in the Premier League.
Yeah, throw your toys out of pram. Should have been a penalty.
Should have been a penalty. Like Arsenal should have had a penalty this weekend. We might talk about that.
Arsenal be walking off the pitch every time they didn't get a corner.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd be mid-table.
No. Anyway, so no, I think, do you know what? Yeah, keep it with Morocco, as far as I'm concerned.
It'd be interesting to see now if Morocco go and do the tour, the bus tour.
Oh, I'd do it just to troll.
Yeah.
You know?
They'll probably have to reschedule it now because most players are jam-packed with schedules and fixtures and everything now. Yeah. Have to do it like...
They probably could do it at the end of the season. Do you know what they should do, actually? Arrange a friendly against someone.
Senegal?
Yeah.
With no ref.
That would be funny. That would be good. That's probably how I'd manage that.
Next goal winner.
Yeah. Just a meet up for the penalty shootout. And
Came of on the volley, sorted out like real men.
World Cup. Force the tree.
I was gonna say again, Pats. Did you call it Pats or did you call it Kerbs?
Kerbs.
See, you're push.
Yeah.
That's it.
Different side of town.
Yeah. Can't be having that now.
Did I call it Kerbs? I think it was Kerbs.
Pats.
Because you're hitting
Pats all day. I understand. I understand the logic.
The pat is the bit you walk on, but you're trying to hit the curb of the pat. No? Is that
it is essentially part of the pat. I think everybody's rules, regardless of what you call it, I think everybody's rules were the same. So if you hit the pat or the curb, you got to go into the middle.
Yeah.
And then you got to do that thing where you stretch your leg, get as close to the pat as you can, and you could just stay there all day. But if you missed, the opponent could catch the ball and hit you before you got back onto the side and take your points.
Do I? No, I don't think I had that rule.
Did you not have that rule?
No, never had that rule.
That. So
that's a good rule.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So essentially, if you missed the pat and the ball bounced up, you could catch it, and if you basically launch it at your opponent, try hit them in the back or the head. But if you got them before they made it back to the pat, before their foot stepped onto the pat, you took that point.
That's a good rule. Did you have the one where if you lob it over a car?
Yeah, hit the bonus points.
We had that. You just won the game. That was it.
yeah, that's it. Go home.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, your ma's calling you.
Yeah.
Or I think there was something as well where if you bounced it off the pat and it came back and hit the other pat.
There was. What was that?
I can't remember.
That was something.
Just guaranteed 10 points.
Yeah, something
straight
like
off
that.
the bat.
Yeah. It was one of those things. Do you know what it's like? Do you know when you're going different pubs and you're playing for pool teams and stuff like that?
Yeah.
There's different rules, different pubs, things like that. So it's a bit like that. Depending on what street you walk to, the curbs or the pats rule was a little bit different.
Because I remember going out and playing it in Clonsilla, out in Blanche.
Right.
And they called the curbs slightly different. But it was like that with everything. You know, Pokemon. Oh, not Pokemon. Pogs, I meant to say.
Oh, Pogs.
I didn't play Pokemon.
No.
Too old for that.
Yeah, no, I missed
Pogs,
the Pokemon bus.
Pogs was great. Do you remember you used to get the big long tubes with about...
Yeah.
They used to fit like 1,000 in them.
Yeah, I used to collect the 8-balls. Those 8-ball ones, because they weren't the real Pogs. They were
did we have this conversation before about Pogs?
Maybe, because I think I remember saying to you about the 8-balls before.
Yeah, you're mad for an 8-ball, you aren't you?
What was I going to say? Yeah, no, the Pogs was your kind of earliest form of gambling, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had the cheap ones that came with the metal slammers.
Yeah.
And they used to split your Pogs in half.
But you see, the cheap ones were always nicer than the real ones. The real ones had the 40 guy who looked like Cousin It from...
Pogman.
Yeah, Pogman.
Yeah. You
got all these funky designs on the fake ones, do you know?
That's true. You used to have like shinies.
Yeah.
And mad designs and all, yeah.
Lots of 8-balls.
You're obsessed with them 8-balls.
Yeah.
No, I used to love the proper Pogman ones because they felt better quality.
Oh, well, they were.
And then each of them had I feel we definitely had this conversation because I'm just having like 10-minute long deja vu here. Yeah, I always remember. I'm going to say this, and I know we said this before, but Bad Hair Day was like, it was one of the, because they were all numbered, all the Pogman ones.
We definitely had this conversation before.
Yeah, we did.
I remember.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
go
probably
back
like last week. We're getting old, Dave.
If anybody's listening and we had this conversation on the podcast before,
yeah,
we don't care. We're having it again.
Change the podcast name to Jerry and the Hat-Tricks.
Bit of Any Games content. Me and you get together and have a game of Curbs and record it.
Yeah. Winner takes the other person's pogs.
I'm pretty sure if I jumped into my mum and dad's attic, I'd find those pogs.
Yeah. No, I definitely don't have any.
No, I'm telling you, they're up there somewhere.
I think you can get them on eBay and stuff.
I'd say you can.
That's what I'm gonna get the next Christmas Chris Kindle or something.
Yeah, few pogs.
They probably cost a fortune now, like them mad Pokemon cards that go for millions.
Yeah,
which are gold Charizards or whatever they are.
Yeah, I mean that's mad, and that's still a huge thing.
Yeah,
you see them in like collectible shops and stuff like that going for.
Did Jake Paul wear one as like jewelry or something? Sorry for listeners, I know we're going off topic.
I don't know. I don't want to give Jake Paul airtime on this podcast.
That's true. Right, we'll stop this and we'll move on to the next segment of In the News. The Chelsea fine.
Yeah.
Pittance.
It's I can't believe it, to be honest.
Me and you had this conversation off air, and I think the reason that they've been so lenient towards them is that a lot of what they're being fined for was under previous ownership. And as far as I'm aware, Chelsea actually brought it to the Premier League's attention.
Yeah, they did. I think. I had a little look at it today.
Oh, yeah. Got the shovel out, did you? Did a bit of digging.
Did a little bit of digging.
And what did you find, Dave?
Because I was curious to see basically what the main differences between this and Forest and Everton were.
Yeah.
Because to me, Forest and Everton, like, they got deducted points nearly instantly after reporting the issues that they had.
That was PSR related, though, am I right in saying that?
It was.
Where Chelsea's is it's historical.
It's to do with financial reporting, basically. So this is what I saw today when I done a bit of searching. So it says the Chelsea sanctions stem from historical undisclosed payments. So roughly 47 million between 2011 and 2018 under the Abramovich ownership. They involved secret arrangements to unregistered agents, players, and third parties. So
tapping up people,
giving money to people on the like brown envelope stuff. You know. So basically, their breaches are breaches in financial reporting and third party investment rules, and then disclosure issues as well. So it's about deception and concealment, basically.
Yeah, but
whereas the
Everton
and Forest stuff was direct breaches of financial fair play, the PSR rules.
Yeah,
you know, so that's where theirs became points deductions, where Chelsea are getting. Now, listen. I still think it's nonsense, and I still think what Chelsea have done is actually nearly worse than what Forest and Everton have done.
Yes, but it was under previous ownership.
The bit that concerns me here, outside of just being like lenient on Chelsea, I mean, there was the other thing they got a transfer ban that's suspended for 2 years.
Yeah, so unless they breach rules again,
they won't get that transfer
ban.
Come into, and they're going to be very careful.
Yeah,
you know, because it's new ownership, so they've gotten no punishment for what they've done.
Yeah,
and I understand it's under previous ownership, but at the end of the day, it's kind of brought the game into disrepute a little bit. Simon Jordan on TalkSport today, or was it today or yesterday, whatever, he was talking about it, and he says they cheated. They cheated. They've won Champions Leagues, they've won Premier Leagues, they've won FA Cups and other competitions on the back of cheating. You know, and like he said it as well, I think he brings it into disrepute. But another concern I have is if this is what's been done to Chelsea, what's going to happen to 115 Chargers FC?
Well, it remains to be seen. But if we just go back to the Chelsea thing, right? So I get why they're being lenient. I think they probably could have went a better way about it in terms of a fine, because we know the levels of money that these clubs are operating in, and 10 million is pocket change to these clubs.
It's nothing. They wouldn't even get a player for that.
What I would say with the suspended transfer ban, what I would say about that is that's an interesting one, because Chelsea have spent and spent and spent
a lot of money
under Todd Bowley. They've spent a lot of money. And I would say they will probably have put the spotlight on themselves for further investigation.
Probably. But what I will say is, under Bowley and some of those signings they've made, they've done them very clever in terms of like 8-year contracts and stuff like that. So some of the cost and some of the, some of the kind of outlay on them
has been
spread out over 8 years.
Kicked down the road. But they haven't sold anybody. So they're a lot of what they're doing as well is like they're selling their women's team. They're selling.
Yeah.
Like they seem to be going down the commercial route that Barcelona went down as well, where it's like it's like they sold the name of the stadium, they sold image rights, all that sort of stuff to
TV
generate
rights for years.
Yeah, it's incredible, like that they have to stoop that low. I would say because if you look at a club like two giants of European football and to have to stoop that low to kind of just sell your soul almost just to keep the money coming in.
You look at Barcelona, like there was, I think at the time, about a year or two ago, there was genuine talk that they were in serious trouble. And I think they're starting to pull themselves out of it now. And you look at them on the pitch, they still look as good as ever. But
well, they did tonight.
They did.
Second half,
they did
at least.
Tonight. Yeah. Massive winners over Newcastle there tonight, 7-2. But I don't know. I just feel like the leniency on the Chelsea punishment is, as you said, it's no punishment at all.
No, but I think for me, what it looks like is that Chelsea had some sort of internal audit done. It got flagged, and they said, right, we better go and present this to the Premier League because that's the best thing we can do now. Because if they find it, then we're in serious trouble.
Yeah.
But if we say, look, this happened before we got here, but we're after doing this bit of digging, we're after finding it, and we're handing it over to you. And I'd say that's probably why it's as lenient as it is. I take your point. Look, at the club is the club. They did some shady shit, and they should be punished. I'm trying to think of where the mentality was for the Premier League to come down with that.
I know what you mean.
That sanction.
Like, it is a difficult one, right? Because they did the right thing. Okay, the new ownership did the right thing, and that's fair enough. But I mean,
I just don't think they're off the hook, because I just think this is going to put a spotlight on them now, because it's going to be, I think they're opening themselves up now for further investigation. That's what it looks like to me now. I'd say they're going to have to look at them again. You
might be right. We could throw it to the listeners as well.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
If anybody has their opinion on that Chelsea punishment, too lenient, fair enough, or as Gav says there, lenient but puts the spotlight on them. So let us know what you think. Drop into the comments here, or head into any of our socials and let us know, and drop onto AnyGames.ie. What's your opinions on the Chelsea punishment?
And then moving on to an Arsenal player who has, I'm not going to say burst on the scene, because he's kind of been hovering around for a bit, but he certainly made himself known over the last couple of days.
If anybody didn't know his name prior to this weekend, they definitely do now.
And that's Max Dowman.
I don't know whether I spoke about him on the podcast before, but I've been watching him since the start of the season in different things. You see clips of him in the academy, stuff like that. But he broke through into the first team in pre-season, and he looked outstanding then. I think he got onto the pitch in the game against Liverpool at Anfield at the start, early on in the season as well.
Yep.
And he didn't really do much in that game, but he came on and made a massive difference.
Yeah, he didn't look out. He didn't look out of place.
He didn't. Man of the match performance.
Man of the match, yeah. He absolutely was deserving of it too. And I mean, I don't know whether it's like the ignorance of youth when you come onto the pitch. It's such a massive occasion, and just to be able to embrace it and go out there and enjoy yourself, because that's what he genuinely looks like he's enjoying it.
I heard it called the fearlessness of youth today.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably more accurate.
That's a fair reflection, I think.
I would say it was a case of get onto the pitch and just enjoy it. Just enjoy the moment. But he came on. Arsenal were dead in the water in that game. That game was ending either 0-0 or Everton were going to grab a sneaky 1-0.
And he grabbed it by the scruff of the neck.
Grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and just absolutely changed the game.
Yeah.
Changed the game completely. So, it's great. And for a kid that young, he's 16. He's the youngest ever Premier League goal scorer now as well. I actually wanted to ask you about this, because I've seen a lot of people online saying, open goal. Like it's not that great a moment.
No. I'm sorry, I'm not having any of that because his footwork, and the intelligence to put himself into that position in the first place, was phenomenal.
Yeah,
like it genuinely, like there's Gary Neville was waxing lyrical on his podcast about it, but I thought the same myself as I was watching it live. I was kind of going, oh my God, the touch, because he dragged it inside on his left and almost immediately pushed it forward with his right, almost in the same move. It was just so smooth and natural. There was very little effort, very little movement. It happened so quick that you almost missed it. But it gave him that space just to run into then. And
I've watched the goal. I've watched it from every single angle someone has recorded that goal from. It's just a fantastic goal. But I saw Arteta's press conference there for, I think it was the Leverkusen game, and they were asking him about Max Dowman and how to manage it, and how to manage the player at such a young age. His response was, "I'm going to need your help with this," to the media, saying like, don't be hyping them, don't be putting them under pressure, because we all know what the press do.
I don't think definitely back in the day that used to be a thing. Look, you look at Wayne Rooney, you look at Theo Walcott. There was a lot of youth that came through there, and the pressure, the weight of the world, especially if they went off to internationals in particular.
Well, that was part of one of the conversations I heard this week was, should Max Dowman be called up to the World Cup squad for England? Absolutely not.
No.
Because that happened to Theo Walcott. Sven-Goran Eriksson brought him at, was it 17?
He didn't even play, did he?
Didn't even play. It was such a stupid thing, and then all that spotlight went on him, and no. Max Dowman shouldn't be going to the World Cup,
It was definitely a weekend for the youth, because I was watching the Liverpool game, and Rio Engamoa,
I was watching it myself,
was Liverpool's best player until he got taken off.
Yeah, I don't even know why he took him off.
And it was the very same for him as well. Just plays with that freedom.
Yeah,
it's great to watch. Like
it is great, because I think what happens is players get older, get more experience, they become more intelligent in the game, and then they lose the kind of freedom to just be swashbuckling or to be that, like that, given that, not free roll, but given that freedom to just express themselves, and it's very enjoyable to watch a young player when they're doing that sort of thing. And then you see, look at Bukayo Saka, I think nearly overthinking the game these days.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring Saka into this as well, because I feel like, looking at Arsenal, for the most part, look, best team in the league, nobody's coming close to them at the moment. But I feel like when they play, particularly Saka, because Saka was Max Dowman at one point.
Yeah,
he was that player that played with that freedom. He doesn't play like that anymore. I know he plays a little bit better when Ben White's in there instead of Yuri and Timber, and maybe a lot of it is the structure, but Max Dowman went into the same structure and grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I think with the seasoned veterans, if you want to call them that, they're also playing with a lot of caution.
Yeah,
they don't have that freedom. It's about ball retention, and I think it's not just Arsenal. It's not just Bukayo Saka.
It's in the league.
It's the league. It's general. And it saps the energy out of the league.
Yeah, it does.
And I think that youthful exuberance to come in and just do something magic and just go for it. Just run at people. Just get the ball and make something happen. And I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm as an Arsenal fan, excited for what is potentially to come from Max Dowman. I don't want to see too much of him.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I don't I want to see him on the team sheet. I want to see him in the subs. I want to see him in the squad. But I think use him sparingly.
Yeah. Just let him work his way up. Build up his game time.
On the fact that he was even in the squad against Everton, there was some big calls there, and I was listening to Arsblog earlier on talking about it, and couldn't disagree or couldn't agree more with what they were saying about Christian Norgard was dropped from the bench for Max Dowman. Like Norgard was the person who made way, and that's like
Brentford captain.
Year. Then you have Gabriel Jesus on the bench, and Dowman comes on ahead of him. For Arteta, that's a massive call.
Yeah,
they said it on our blog podcast as well. They were saying like you're looking at Gabriel Jesus, who has won everything, Premier Leagues, probably not Champions League. I don't think he's won Champions Leagues, but he's done it all with City, and he's been at Arsenal years as well. To go and make that decision to bring on a 16-year-old ahead of him, who then makes the impact he did. It's a big story. It was a massive story of the weekend.
It just goes to show you what these lads are showing in training as well. You know, even the likes of Rio that we touched on for Liverpool. Like I was just looking at it, and like he gave Pedro Porro an awful time.
Yeah. I watched that game as well, Gav. I couldn't believe Liverpool actually took him off, to be honest. They definitely lost something when he came off the pitch. Yeah.
It was a strange one for him taking him off, because as I said, up until that point, for me, he was mad at the match. I know, look, Szoboszlai has been Liverpool's best player all season. I just thought in this particular game, I know Szoboszlai, again, scored the free kick. Questions on Vicario there, by the way.
There was. Great free kick. But hang on.
It was, but it was.
I wanted to call back to this. I wanted to call back to this. You're blaming the keeper, right? When Szoboszlai scored that goal against Arsenal early on in the season, I blamed the goalkeeper.
You did.
I did.
You did, and it's not because I have something for Ray or something against Vicario, but that was definitely a lot more central than the.
It definitely was. Vicario had his hand on that one.
Yeah,
he had his hand on it.
It got his feet all wrong.
Yeah. But he did telegraph it as well, to be honest. He telegraphed where Szoboszlai needed to put that ball. His positioning in the goal.
The way Vicario is playing at the minute, Szoboszlai just needed to get that ball on target, and it was going in.
It's fair enough, yeah. Just while we're on the subject, I want to express here officially my disappointment with Liverpool and their inability to get the job done against Tottenham this weekend and allowing them
There's still time, Dave.
To be a point above the relegation zone.
There's still time.
There it is. But
in fairness, they still lost ground because Forest and
West Ham both picked up
points as well. So for me, you know, they're not doing any climbing, Dave.
No, they're not.
Put it that way.
No. So there's still a chance. A chance that they're going.
You're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance. So yeah.
But I still think, like, if you look at West Ham going out and getting that point, like, that's a big point to get.
It is a big point to get.
So for me,
ex-Arsenal man, Mavropanos.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of Mavropanos taking the ball to the face from Erling Haaland?
That was a proper smack.
Did you see that someone caught it at the moment of impact? Like a photographer caught it at the moment of impact. Like his face is squashed. The ball looks like half a ball, and it's just like I don't know how he's still alive,
because Haaland can hit him. And it was close. It was close. Like I'm surprised they let him back on the pitch.
Yeah, there's a picture out there. When you get a chance, check it.
I can imagine. Yeah,
I'd say
when his face and the ball came one. Yeah, look, he didn't fracture an eye socket or something.
I know.
Some hit.
Yeah, some hit.
But yeah.
I think things like that West Ham game and some of the chances City missed. And I'm not counting any chickens, as you know. I'm not that person who says, well, it's done, we're going to win it, but there just seems to be a touch of fate about certain things.
Look, the gap has grown.
Yeah, yep.
And there's fewer and fewer games to be played.
We need to win 5 games, I think.
Right. Well, look, before we get into that discussion, will we have a look back at the weekend's results?
We will.
So, Dave, we'll take a look back at match week 30. Run us through the results there.
Yeah, so we started on Saturday with Burnley at home to Bournemouth and a 0-0 draw there, and another point for Burnley.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it last week where they're kind of realistically they're going down, but they're still playing football. Still playing,
and you know what? It's not over till it's over, sort of thing. So you have to keep going when you're in their position, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you look at their upcoming fixtures: Fulham away, Brighton at home, Forest away, City at home, Leeds. I mean, they might pick up a couple of points along them. They're certainly playing well enough. The spirit is there. They're still playing like a team who's trying to stay up.
Yeah, yeah, and they will. I think they will until it's done and dusted. Moving on, then we had Sunderland losing at home to Brighton 1-0.
Yeah. I'd say Sunderland would be disappointed with that one. They've been pretty good at Stadium Light, and they've been generally pretty good all season. Now, obviously, they came out of traps early doors and had a very strong sort of opening half to the season.
They did. As you say, the disappointment is the fact that they've been so strong at home, and that's what they built their kind of success on this season.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at it from Sunderland's perspective, they're safe. And that's more than what they would have been happy with. You know what I mean? At the start of the season, just to stay up. That's I think for any team coming up, securing your position in the Premier League is just
definitely
all you can hope for.
They've done that, and barring a disaster, I think they're safe. Although I think they're fairly. I think, are they mathematically safe? They're on 40 points. No, they're not mathematically safe, but they're pretty safe.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a bit skewed when you look at it because they were so strong early on in the season that it looks like they nearly dropped off. But as you say, where they are is where they would have probably gone into the season wanting to be.
Yeah.
So they set themselves up for that very early in the season. And not that they could afford to take their foot off the gas, but they put themselves in a decent position.
Yeah. They've got the derby coming up in Newcastle. That's at St. James's.
Yeah. Interesting with Newcastle. They're again just hit and miss, aren't they?
Yeah, but you look at the other fixtures after that. Then they've got Forest and Tottenham at home over the next couple of weeks.
Who's this? Sunderland.
Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
they have a big say in what happens down there at the bottom.
You know what I mean? When you're beating teams around you, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's going to secure your place in the Premier League. So I think if they can pick up points at home in both of those games, they're the two stand out for me. They're the teams around them. So if they can beat them, they'll be more than safe. Whatever about going away to Villa or anything after that, I'm sure they'd like to get a result at Newcastle.
Yeah, because it's a derby.
I'm sure. Didn't they win the reverse fixture?
They did, yeah.
They did, didn't they? At Stadium of Light. So yeah, they'll be well up for it. And Newcastle probably still licking their wounds after the hammering this evening.
The hammering they got this evening. Newcastle coming up, but the next game of the weekend was Arsenal at home to Everton, and we kind of spoke about this during the Max Dowman conversation, so I won't go too much into it other than to say Dowman changed the game for Arsenal. They didn't look like doing much up until the last, literally the closing minutes of the game.
Yeah, so, I would say you kind of touched on it the last time we brought it up, but I think Arteta has to take a lot of praise for that. As much as the headlines are going to be about Max Dowman, I'm not always a big Arteta fan, but I think, as you said, to bring him on ahead of the likes of Jesus to do something different.
Yeah,
I thought it was
courage.
Yeah,
it shows courage.
It was brave. So I'd give Arteta his flowers where they're due in that circumstance.
All I'd say is a word on Everton. Actually, they played very well in this game.
Yeah, they weren't bad by any means. Probably Pickford, who's probably been one of their best players all season, had a bit of a howler coming out for that cross. He wasn't anywhere near it.
No.
But I would say overall, yeah, Everton looking solid under Moisey.
Yeah, it's just they were undone by a bit of magic.
Yeah, and it did. It took a substitution to change the game, as you said.
And then moving on, then we had Chelsea at home to Newcastle, and Newcastle 1-0 winners there.
Yeah, I didn't actually see this game, but that's a big result for Newcastle. And Chelsea seem to be
just dropping off a little bit,
slipping away, don't they? I mean, they've got knocked out of the Champions League this week.
They crashed out of the Champions League.
Yeah, pretty bad, all right.
Yeah, they didn't just that. That was a pretty bad way to exit the Champions League. They were hammered over two legs.
Look, I know Newcastle went out this evening as well, but you would have said up until half time in that game, up until the penalty, they were, for me anyway, they were the better team in the first half of that second leg this evening.
And I wasn't really watching. I had it on in the background, but I wasn't.
They just didn't show up second half.
Yeah,
that's just the way it was, and
they kind of just capitulated a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the heads dropped.
I think a lot will be made of Barcelona after tonight's result, but I don't know.
I think the scoreline flatters them. I think they over the course of the two legs, as I said, Newcastle were really good for 3/4 of that tie. where you would have said Barcelona were well under par for 3/4 of that time. And a lot it came down to Newcastle just getting into that face and really pushing it. But
it just seemed like a case in that second half of Newcastle's heads going down.
I'd say with the goals that they conceded in the first half, I think Eddie Howe will be looking at that, thinking to himself, disappointing. Like the goals that they conceded, the manner in which they conceded the penalty, and I think I was going to say it'd be very easy to say that Kieran Trippier probably shouldn't have started and he should have started Livramento, but Livramento was at fault for the Lewandowski first goal, second half. So
there was a lot of mistakes for goals tonight.
Yeah, but
so
he can't be disappointed in how they approached the game, and they really went for it, made a go of it, and they were getting a lot of luck, getting the ball down the wings and getting the ball in the box nice and early. And I say it every week, I sound like an old man, but more crosses into the box.
Yeah,
Max Dowman crossed into the box. Get a bit of space, whip it in,
take a chance, put the ball in.
Yeah,
it could go anywhere from there.
Yeah,
but I suppose getting back to the weekend where it was it was a better game for Newcastle, where they won 1-0. As you say, Chelsea dropping off, decent result for Newcastle, but are Newcastle still pushing for maybe some Europa, or
it's going to take a bit of a
Conference League?
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of a push from them. I mean, they're not miles out of picture. I mean, they're only 7 points away from
I suppose
being in those positions, but you're looking at the teams ahead of them and kind of going
Liverpool, Chelsea, who they did beat, to be fair, but Liverpool, Chelsea, Brentford, Everton.
One thing we're going to have to look at is the coefficient as well to see if 5 teams actually qualify, because
we spoke about this kind of off air.
Yeah, because it's been a lot of the talk has been how well the English clubs have been doing in Europe.
Yeah,
and then so many of them got out this week.
Yeah, that's it. And I mean, you're not just looking at the Champions League; you're going to be looking at
the Europa, the
conference, everything. So that's all going to come into it.
I think Villa are still in it. Villa are playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
They were 1-0 up, I think, from the first leg. They might stay in it.
I think Forest are in trouble already.
I think so. And then you have Chelsea going out. You've got Liverpool.
No, Liverpool are okay. They won tonight. 4-0.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. 4-0 they won tonight. So they're okay.
I didn't see that result. And then, so they're still in it. So Liverpool, Arsenal, and potentially Villa still in Europe.
Yeah.
And that'll be it then, would it?
Then you have Palace.
Palace in the conference.
Palace in the conference. Who I think, are they down from their first leg? I can't remember. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens to the coefficient. And if the Premier League keeps that 5th place.
Yeah, because that'll be pivotal. Like,
well, that kicks down the league, doesn't it? Because then if you lose 5th, then you lose the Conference League place for someone. So yeah, interesting to see.
I would say, looking at it now, Dave, right, as we go into the last, like Arsenal only have 7 games left.
Yeah.
Everyone else, Wolves as well only have 7 left, but everybody else has 8 games remaining. What do you think the top 4 is going to look like at the end of the season? As we head into the
final, right? So it's definitely Arsenal, City, whatever, in whatever order.
I don't want you giving it whatever order. I want you committing.
So top 4: Arsenal, City, Man United, and I think Liverpool, because I think Villa are dropping off.
Yeah, and Chelsea look to be going the same direction.
Yeah, so I think Liverpool. That's my top 4. Yeah,
that's exactly how I have it.
Yeah,
that's how I see it finishing.
I just can't see anything from Chelsea that's going to show consistency.
Yeah, I think that 5th place is a toss-up, I think, between Villa and Chelsea, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fight. Unless Everton can make a push. I mean, they're not a million miles
right away. Brentford then?
Well, then this is the thing.
That would be huge for Brentford, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah. That would be something
else.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
We shall see.
What was the last fixture we looked at?
It was Chelsea Newcastle. So next up was West Ham Man City.
Yeah.
A game by all rights, Man City should have won with the chances they had. But
they're really not firing, should they not?
No. No. And just sometimes you
not
look
to take
at it,
anything away from West Ham,
no, definitely not.
but this has been not just been West Ham. It's been Forest. It's been
Forest.
the last couple of results have been,
I mean, I'm happy enough to see City continue to drop points. If they keep getting draws like that and we continue to pick up 3 points, it's going to be sooner rather than later that we're crowned champions,
Yeah.
But it's mad because they're getting chances, but they're just not taking them.
It was interesting as well because they've crashed out of Europe now as well.
Yeah.
They've got Hughes on Sunday in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
I mean, if these trophies could get away from Pep and City very quick.
Yeah.
From looking at it, okay, when Pep talks about it, he's not talking about a team that has momentum. He's not talking about a team that's fighting on all fronts, even though up until last night they were in for all 4 competitions, weren't they?
Yeah. But what I will say about Pep is he does this. He's done it for the last...
Just plays it down.
Well, he plays everything down.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, we're done. We're not in it. Whatever." He downplays everything. So I wouldn't read too much into what Pep says. But what you would read into is looking at his face on the sidelines every weekend. He can't hide his stress.
Yeah, it's a strange one. Actually, we're just talking about Champions League there, right? So City's gone out, and I just want to talk about Eze's goal yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable.
What a finish.
Unbelievable.
What a finish. I have to say, actually, Declan Rice took his goal really well.
He took his goal as well, yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at that one starts outside the post.
He set it up well because there was very little backlift. He had to take it quick.
Now, he made that goal for himself as well because he wins the ball and the momentum carries him through and he just places it.
That's when he's at his best for me. Declan Rice.
Yeah.
When he's doing that, when he's just bossing midfield.
Yeah. That's when Declan Rice looks like the Declan Rice.
Wins a high and makes something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. That's what it is. But the Eze goal was... I couldn't believe it. I was looking at it. I don't even think the camera... could keep up with the shot.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't even react because I didn't even realise it had gone in, until you see the crowd go mad and everything else. But what a finish. The only thing the only goal I can liken it to, and it wasn't even the same, was, do you remember Thierry Henry against Fabien Barthez? And he flicks it up and turns.
Sets it up for himself. Yeah.
Not the same, but same sort of
I would say
turn and strike.
Henry's is a bit more
finesse,
yeah.
Yeah.
A bit more flavour behind it.
Eze's goal was just a fuck off.
Yeah.
I just got to fucking hit this. And
that was more of a Rooney arguing with the ref.
Yeah.
And then runs on and smashes it. Was that against Newcastle?
Maybe. I can't remember. I
like
remember the incident, but
Was it Mike Dean? I think it could have been Mike Dean.
Probably was Mike Dean. If anybody's going to be arguing with someone, it was Mike Dean.
Mike Dean.
Yeah.
But,
as a great goal.
Yeah. We're getting sidetracked again, Dave.
Yeah, but look, that's part of the conversation. It's a natural flow, isn't it?
Correct.
We have Sunday then. Moving on to Sunday, we have Palace at home to Leeds that ended 0-0. I don't understand.
Both teams are going to come away.
They'll take that point.
I know there was chances and penalty shouts and penalty misses and all that sort of stuff. Sending offs.
But people, they'll take it and move on.
Yeah, when you have a centre half getting man of the match, you know what type of game it is.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on then to Man United 3-1 winners at home to Aston Villa.
Yeah,
I didn't see this game.
I did. I watched it with great intent, and I would say took us a while to get going.
Yeah.
That could have been one of those where, like, Villa were playing decent. They didn't threaten a whole lot for the most part. But I would say it probably took Villa to score for United to kind of really get into that second, third gear, just to pick it up, because it was very much a stalemate. There was no real aggression. There was no energy in that play. It was very flat.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, a lot of positives to take. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes now breaking records again.
Actually wanted to ask you about Bruno Fernandes.
Yes.
People are putting him forward for player of the season.
Premier League player
Premier
of the
League
season.
player of the season.
Am I right in saying he's never won it?
I would probably think that's right. Yeah.
I think it might be one of those where he should probably get it on merit. Bit like when Leonardo DiCaprio finally won an Oscar.
Yeah.
What probably wasn't his best work.
No.
Now, listen, come here. Bruno Fernandes has had an incredible season. The stats don't lie, but you have to remember as well, he was played out of position a lot of the season, like up until Amorim left.
I mean, it says it all that his best football has come since Amorim left.
Yeah.
And he's now being spoken about in the conversation for player of the season.
Yeah. Who else for you were contenders?
I've only got two. And I think it's either Bruno Fernandes or Declan Rice for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I do agree. I agree with Fernandes, and I agree with it because when you look around the league, and if you want to give it to someone who has, I suppose, entertained and has gone and kind of done it from the attacking perspective, from the figures, the assists, the goals.
Yeah.
From that perspective, Fernandes deserves it. From the other side of things, I would probably look at Declan Rice, and I know I'm biased, but in terms of someone who's just leading a team to what Arsenal could potentially get to this season.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. I don't really see anyone else. I could be wrong. Maybe someone will kick me and say, what about this player, that player?
I'll tell you what we'll do, right? After we look at upcoming fixtures or whatever, we might just have a quick run through all 20 teams of the Premier League.
Yeah.
And we'll just go who the outstanding player for each team is this season. And then when we have a look at them, we'll go, yeah, do you know what? It still comes back to Rice and Bruno.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that sounds good. So we'll plough through these fixtures then, will we?
Yep. So anyway, back to United. Sorry.
Villa.
Yeah, a couple of good things. I really liked Cunha's finish. I really liked Sesko's finish.
Yeah.
Casemiro, great header as well. Like United's goals were good. So I'm happy from that perspective. I would like to see more energy. I'd like to see Brian and Mbeumo get on the score sheet.
Yeah, I think that you just see when a striker's not scoring, and it comes another game and another game and another game, and then all of a sudden it gets spoken about. So for a striker, they need to get that goal.
Yeah,
to just end that, just to stop that conversation from even happening.
What I'd like to see is to be able to break down teams that set up defensively rigid against us, like set up in that low block, because more often than not, especially when teams are coming to Old Trafford, they're allowing us to have the ball.
Yeah,
and we're not good when we have the ball.
That's not a United problem. That's a Premier League problem.
It is.
If a team is in any way good and better than the team they're coming up against, this low block is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think Arsenal have fallen victim, and I know Arsenal have been guilty of not necessarily being entertaining.
Yeah,
and you have set piece FC, blah blah blah. But that's a symptom of a problem.
Yeah,
and in that teams know how to just, like, teams are better than ever at closing out a game, not even closing out a game, killing a game.
Yeah,
by playing this low block.
Like teams are setting up where there's no more than 20 yards between your centre half and your striker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so hard for players to find space in that.
There's nothing there. And that's why I'm saying time and time again, we need, if that's how teams are setting up against you, you need to be making the pitch as wide as possible.
Yeah.
You need to be getting balls into the box from wide positions.
Yep.
Fullbacks on the overlap.
Mm-hmm.
Get the balls into the box. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's how great teams did it in the past.
It is.
Because you used to go,
you swing a ball in.
You used to go, anybody in the bottom half of the table used to set that way up against you.
Used
very few teams trying to play football against you.
No.
And it's
become the way now, I think, in the league.
And it wasn't for a very long time, because it used to be a case where teams were coming up from the Championship, like you look at the likes of Burnley under Vincent Kompany, and they were trying to play football. Yep. And all these teams started to play football, and now it's reverted back to this low block, rigid, narrow defensive setup. Yep. And then they're looking to play you on the counter attack, which is actually United's strength. So It's like both teams are looking at each other going, no, you have the ball.
You have it, yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
come at us. Do you know what I mean? And then you get this very stale, flat game that needs a goal or two just to wake it up.
I just find it interesting. I find it interesting that you've said that, actually, to be honest, because I've been looking at Arsenal all season, and like every Arsenal game is watching Arsenal play against a low block, and it's because they're so good. I mean, if teams open up against Arsenal, they eventually pick them apart.
That's why we were able to beat you, though.
Yeah.
Because that plays into our hands. You go out and you're happy to dominate possession, and you're happy to, walk the ball back and forth across the pitch.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we go, right, press, get the ball back, and we're gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where we get our success from.
That game annoyed me, the United game. And from, like, obviously losing to United annoys me in any way. Do you know what I mean? Because it's the derby, it's the rival match and whatever. But what annoyed me about that one is we got the goal, we took the lead, and we stopped playing in that game.
Yeah.
No, it's gone back over all ground. There's no point in talking about it, but just that one annoyed me. Anyway, you done? Talking about United?
Yeah, Richard Dunn.
Forest and Fulham, 0-0.
Yeah, again.
Good point, I suppose. Well, not a good... It's a good point. Did you say what you call it a good point?
Yeah, like Forest would have been hoping... Because the week before they'd gotten the draw from City, am I right?
They had, yeah.
They probably would have wanted to kick on a bit and get 3 points there. I'd say that felt like an opportunity lost for them.
Yeah. Then we had Liverpool failing to get 3 points out of Spurs. I watched this game. I wish I didn't. It was a terrible game of football.
It was, with the exception of how it ended. The more that game went on, and the less likely Liverpool looked like getting a second goal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the more likely Tottenham were going to get the equaliser, which is eventually what happened. And it felt to probably...
It just felt inevitable.
The biggest torment
for
Liverpool on the day was Richarlison, so it felt right that he was going to get the goal.
Yeah, well, he just has a way of cropping up with a goal, doesn't he, Richarlison, in situations like that?
Former Evertonian as well.
Yeah.
He loved to score against.
Fucking hate him.
He's a wind-up merchant.
Yeah. Szoboszlai with another great free kick. Oh.
Yeah, we spoke about
that.
Highly rate Szoboszlai. For me, Liverpool's best player all season.
Yeah.
Struck it well, don't get me wrong, but it was nearly dead centre. I thought Vicario should have saved it.
Yeah. Then we finished off on Monday night with Brentford and Wolves 2-2. Wolves just banging out draws for the remainder of the season.
They're just, like, they're gone. Like, they're relegated, but they're still the thorn in people's side.
Yeah. They're just hell-bent on destroying people's season.
What I would say, though, about that is if you're Rob Edwards and you're after making that move from Middlesbrough to Wolves, we talked about it when this happened, and it's almost pre-season for him getting ready for the championship.
Yeah.
So he's able to look at this crop of players and go, right, if we can get results in the Premiership for the rest of this season, we are in good stead for coming straight back up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I would nearly say one eye is on next year, but at the same time, they're still picking up results. They're still playing football. And it's good to see.
Yeah, it is good to see.
They're not just, heads ain't dropping. They're going out and they're playing football.
Yeah, they're not just fucking dead in the water.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that rounds up the weekend. That was.
So we'll look ahead then.
Yes.
To match week 31. Before we look at the Premier League fixtures, do you think you're going to beat City on Sunday?
I don't think so. I feel like this is obviously like, the first round of kind of the end of the season. This is like the beginning of the end of the season.
Yeah, it usually is. Yeah.
And I feel like this given the league context and everything else, I feel like City will want to go out and make a statement that they're going to push us all the way to the end of the season, and I think they could do that on Sunday.
Don't think they can. I don't think they have a statement in them. I think if they were going to make a statement of intent, they would have done it 3 weeks ago against Forest or against West Ham. Like they would have won both of them games and really put the pressure on you, because at one stage it was, with the game in hand and all, I think it was down to, what was it down to, about 3 or 4 points at
it was
one
close.
stage.
Yeah.
Like, it was close.
Yeah.
That was where they should have been making statements. There's no point in waiting now till you're out of the Champions League and
that's true.
you're at the Carabao Cup final, and they're not even playing well. Like, he took Haaland off last night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's something not right there.
Well, then I suppose if nothing else, they'll want to kind of give a bloody nose. Then I just think they have it in them to do us on Sunday.
I don't think they have the fight in them, Dave.
No.
I think the only thing that can let Arsenal down is Arsenal.
Yeah, I think
if they let the occasion get to them. I think how you are set up, looking at your squad, how you are playing, I would say you should win it. Like, I'm not saying you're going to absolutely batter them, but if you look at the way City are playing the last while, even if they get the first goal, they're struggling to get a second.
This is true. But then we struggle to get goals as well. So I don't know. Look, you could be right. I don't really want to say we aren't going to win it. Because it's a cup final, and I think anything can happen there. I
think your head is probably telling you that you could win.
Yeah, but I suppose my heart still doesn't.
But your heart is afraid.
Yeah,
of
maybe,
the alternative.
I think so.
Look, if you had to sacrifice it for the league,
100% I would. But I think if we win on Sunday, it's massive, because I think that'll give the players that injection of energy.
100%.
To just kill the league off.
It's like a second wave of energy, like a second wind.
You think of that group of players who probably really haven't lifted a trophy together. They lift one together this Sunday, and it'd be like, right, we want to fucking do this again in a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
So I think, it's a massive game in that context for Arsenal. So we'll see. Look, we can win it. I think either team can win that game. And do I want to make a prediction? I'll make a prediction. Fuck it, we'll win it. Right.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah. Set piece out.
So, take us through the Premier League fixtures then, Dave.
Yeah, so we start on Friday with Bournemouth at home to United, Gav.
Yeah, I am thinking United should just win this.
Yeah, I would agree.
I like that. It's very much United to get a draw here. That's something that United would do, where they have a relatively impressive win over an Aston Villa, and then they go out and they drop points against the Bournemouth. Now, that's more Ruben Amorim.
I was just about to say, that's a symptom of the earlier part of the season.
Less Carrick. And I think we talked about a second wave and stuff, and I think Carrick has definitely given United a second wave.
I think under Carrick...
Second wind, I keep saying wave.
I think under Carrick, what you're saying is I winning the big game, but getting momentum instead of going into the next game and dropping points, where that was happening under Amorim. I think...
Yeah, I would just like to see us start the game quicker.
Yeah.
Energy from the start, and I don't know, like, Brian and Mbeumo brings so much to the pitch, and I'm a big fan. I think he needs a goal, and I'm hoping this game brings that goal.
Yeah, it'd be a big one,
because Sesko's coming off the bench and he's scoring goals, and it'll probably get to some stage of the season where you're kind of going,
just Sesko should be starting.
Yeah, because Cunha scoring as well. Diallo isn't really doing anything wrong. He's kind of a handful for defender. He's lacking defensively. Like, there's a couple of times where he just couldn't be bothered to stop a cross.
Yeah.
Which bothers the life out of me. If you're after covering the ground to get back into shape, don't let the ball get crossed in. Don't just stand there and not attempt to close it down.
Yeah, put yourself in.
So there's little moments like that, but overall I've been impressed with Diallo. I think he's a solid player, but I'd like to see Mbeumo on the score sheet this weekend.
Yeah, like you said, I think you should win it. Bournemouth at home are a tough prospect at times.
Ariola's a great coach as well.
Yeah.
So
move on,
yeah.
Lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. Then you have Brighton at home to Liverpool. I think Brighton get a result.
So do I.
Maybe a point, but they get a result. They they get something out of this game.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I mean, the only thing I would say, right, in Liverpool's favour is they've got the young lad Rio that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, and he needs to be starting that game, I think.
I was actually, for the first time in a very long time, I was impressed with Mo Salah when he came on the other day.
He actually, he looked okay, actually.
He looked like he had the energy levels back.
Yeah, he did.
Like he was enjoying his football. He looked like...
It looked like he wanted to get something, like
he looked up for it.
He did look up for it.
He didn't look laboured. He didn't look...
No.
Yeah, I was impressed with him. So
maybe you start him. Like, I don't know.
See, if you start him, then if I was Liverpool, I would start him and I would start Rio.
Yeah,
and just run at Brighton straight away.
Did I see Isak's back in training at Liverpool?
Yes, he is. Yeah, I don't expect him to be fit for this week.
No, and plus he's been out for a while, so I don't think he'd be in contention to be starting games for a couple of weeks as well. So, but yeah, no, I think that's that has like a 1-1 or a 2-2 even all over it, that game, because Liverpool can score, but so can Brighton. So I think
Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, Danny Welbeck is always up for a big game as well.
Loves a big game.
Yeah,
loves scoring against United. Loves scoring against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I can see him on the score sheet.
Can do. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-2 there.
I'm gonna go 1-1. Salah and Welbeck.
Salah, Welbeck. Right, get down to the bookies and put that one on.
There you go.
Gamble responsibly.
You heard it here first.
Gamble responsibly.
Visit drinkaware.ie. Wait a minute. Is it GambleAware? Is it GambleAware.ie?
Is there one?
I know there is a Drinkaware.
Don't know. There is definitely a Drinkaware, but yeah, gamble and drink responsibly, especially together.
That's why they put bookies beside every pub.
It is as well. Yeah. That's not by coincidence. No. Moving on, then we have Fulham at home to Burnley. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say that looks like a draw, but you know what? I'll say Fulham will win it.
Ooh, look at you! Yeah. Not on the fence anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I because I look at.
I'm going to say Burnley. I think Burnley are going to get a result. I think they are just going to get 1 or 2 results over the next couple of weeks, and everybody's going to go, "Oh, can they?"
Ooh,
everybody's going to go on. How many points do they need, and who needs to lose? And
you could be right.
All that talk starts. So I think I can see Burnley getting a win there.
All right, fair enough. No, that's not. That's postponed. I was just looking at City Palace, but that's no.
It's not happening.
It's not happening. Everton at home to Chelsea.
Everton win.
Yeah, I think so. Because they looked good against us.
I've been impressed with them. I think they're lacking a striker, and I think I'm not going to say they're missing Jack Grealish, because I don't think he did well for them.
I don't think they do anything differently with him on the pitch.
No, I don't think they play to his strengths. I don't think.
No,
he picks up the ball too far away from goal.
It's a funny thing, because when he went there, I was like, that fits. That move fits, but then
he needs a creative midfielder that's gonna bounce off him, and then have a striker in the box that's gonna work on him as well. And no offense to Beto and Barry, but they're not exactly prolific.
I nearly think Grealish should fit in at Arsenal.
I
nearly think Grealish should fit in at Arsenal.
Well, we were only saying the other day that if Spurs were to go down, a lot of the players would jump ship. And I think you might have mentioned Richarlison back to Everton.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're missing.
Yeah, I think that could happen. If Tottenham went down, I think Richarlison could find himself
he's
back
hardly prolific, but I think he offers you more than what Beto and Barry are doing at the moment.
I think so. I think because against those like that, Everton had set up really well, got some chances, but there was just something they couldn't get the finish, you know.
Yeah. So I tell you who's going to be in for a striker as well. It's got to be Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think so.
Ollie Watkins is falling off a cliff.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. Is it a confidence thing with him, or
I know the money's not there at Villa. I was surprised they got rid of Rashford, because Rashford played for them, and he seemed to enjoy playing on that Emery, and they kind of rotated him between the 9 and the sort of left wing position, cutting inside. Obviously, Asensio was part of that. Them two had a great partnership. But
yeah. Do you think? I don't know. I don't know what it is with Watkins. Do you think maybe he just one of those players who had he's
a confidence player,
but he had a couple of big seasons. But you see it sometimes. You see players and they have these seasons and they push on from it.
Yeah.
I just think that's what's happened to him. It does make me wonder, like when you look at people in the game, professionals, scouts, coaches, managers, no one's ever come in for him.
I think it's because he was one of those players who came up through the leagues and, you know, played for lower teams and kind of graduated
but that
into the position that he's in now. But the problem he has is he's in his 30s now.
Yeah.
So he's come in at a time, because United have been linked with him for many a time, even after back of really good seasons.
Arsenal were linked with him as well, but just no one ever took the plunge. I think the money wasn't worth it.
I think people know behind the scenes as well that he's a confidence player, because he does have dips. If they're looking at past form, even though his numbers for the season might tell you one story, you know that the majority of those came in the first 10 games of the season and the last 10, but the middle 18 games were dirt. Do you know what I mean? And he couldn't kick snow off a rope. So I think he's just one of those players. Like, it was, remember the other striker Villa had, Duran, was it? John Duran?
John Duran, yeah.
So there was a discussion to be had there, like, you know, they could only play one because Emery was only playing with one striker and they were rotating, and Duran seemed to come off the bench and just score screamers.
Yeah.
But they ended up selling him because Ollie Watkins was in form at the time. And then you're just looking at it going, maybe that was that time to sell Ollie Watkins.
Sold the wrong player.
Now it's hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, because I mean it's easy to want to keep the English player, and
look, he's a Premier League level player, but he's a confidence player, and I just think when he's like that goes across the board for Villa, because I think that's where squad depth comes in. You know, when you're playing the same players pretty much week in, week out, you haven't got the luxury of rotating. Like, there's nobody else coming in for Ollie Watkins and you know, giving him that hunger. No, and you do need that. I think you need to be fighting for a place every week.
Yeah,
like we spoke about Sesko. Like, he's sitting on the bench and then he's coming on, he's doing it.
Yeah.
And he looks better coming off the bench. So
his
thing now is, you know, does he want to be consistently known as a super sub, or does he want to make that position his own? You know, so
this thing, it's a bit like that with Gyökeres at Arsenal at the minute as well. He's been coming off the bench and scoring.
Yeah, but I'd find with Gyökeres and the way Arteta sets up, he seems to set up sometimes with Gyökeres starting for particular games.
Yeah, it depends. I said this to you.
It's like if he wants the centre halves occupied.
I said this to you a while back. I said when Kai Havertz comes back into the team, there's going to be Havertz games and there's going to be Gyökeres games.
Yeah,
it's kind of proven to be a bit like that at the minute.
I think when you want the opposition centre halves, you know, sort of pinned into their own box, you play Gyökeres. If you want the team coming out higher up the pitch so you can play in behind them,
that's when you go with Havertz.
I think you play with Havertz, because Havertz,
he's more intelligent as a player.
I think so, and he probably is better at linking play and holding the ball up a bit. You know, I think Gyökeres he's still getting used to the physicality of the Premier League, and I think he just gets pushed off the ball a bit too much. His hold up play isn't what it should be for somebody of his physical stature. Although get better at it.
Been more encouraging. He's been a bit more encouraging to look at the last few weeks. So we'll see. We move on to the next game.
Yep,
is Leeds at home to Brentford.
I say it every week that Leeds are at home. Ellen Road's a tough place to go.
Yeah, I think Leeds win.
That'll be a good game, though. I think
it will be a good game because Brentford are pushing as well for their own thing. I mean, we spoke about there a minute ago. They're outside chance of Champions League football.
Yeah, I don't think anybody going to Ellen Road is having an easy game. So I would almost always expect Leeds to pick up at least a point there.
Yeah. Moving on then to Sunday, we have the Newcastle Sunderland game.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That is a big one. Lunchtime kickoff as well.
Yeah, I think you've got two sides of the coin there. You spoke about Sunderland stuff. They're pretty much safe.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's the derby.
Mm-hmm.
Atmosphere is going to be electric.
It's one of those, anything can happen. I think Newcastle,
they're going to be wanting to bounce back after.
They're off the back of a spanking this evening, I think they're really going to want to give their fans something to cheer.
Yeah, they'll just have to hold their hands up and go, look, we didn't show up that second half, and Barcelona were
Yeah. I think Newcastle win this game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Draw.
I would not.
There's a nice fence over here.
What? Can I just ask? Yeah. Can I just ask what happened to Baltimore?
I don't know. He started the season well, and I don't know. I don't really know.
They're not playing. They're not playing with a number 9 anymore because they played with Isak for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
did really well with the number 9, but now it's like it's a front three. Well, it was this evening anyway. In the last couple of games I've watched, it's like Alanga. They're nearly playing Gordon as the number 9, like a false 9, and then Harvey Barnes on the outside. So yeah, I don't know. And then obviously Jacob Murphy comes in.
Do you reckon that's kind of like a symptom of the inconsistencies at Newcastle? Like, if, like you say, they started the season, they were going full tomato, they were playing with the conventional number 9, and then it's dropped off. He's dropped off. I don't know.
I think they suffer as well from a lot of the same symptoms as Aston Villa, like in terms of squad depth.
Yeah, there is a bit of that as well, isn't there?
You know, and I think they're missing Bruno Guimaraes as well. Like, I think he wasn't there this evening. I think he's a big loss for them at the moment.
He's their best player.
Yeah, like for me, he's tied, I'd say, particularly in the last couple of months with Lewis Hall.
Yeah.
For me, it'd be between those. Like, United have been linked with Tonali this week, and I think I said it at the start of the season, and I'll continue to say it. That midfield three, I take any of them.
Any of them, yeah. Tonali, there's going to be a fight for Tonali this summer.
I think so.
I think there's a few teams. I think Arsenal. I heard Arsenal mentioned in there as well.
Where does he fit in at Arsenal though? I know, like, any of them is almost the direct replacement for Casemiro, let's say.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go for him, but we're being linked with him. I just, like, as you say, where does he go?
Like, the three of them are very different in a lot of ways, but I think I can see where all three of them could fit in as a direct replacement for Casemiro.
Yeah.
Where, like, Joe Linton will just run all day for you. He's an absolute workhorse. He'll press and he'll win the ball high. Tonali will control the game and allow Bruno to get forward.
Yeah.
And have Bruno in his best position. But
like I said, I think Arsenal's not really going to happen, I think, but it's just the name it's been thrown out there. That's probably agent talk, you know. We've got Rice and Zubimendi, so I don't see
and Norgard,
and I don't. But Tonali's a starter, but I don't think he gets into the Arsenal team above.
And who do you go for your mains?
I had nothing. Got nothing.
Joe Linton for dessert, is it?
Yeah. Rice pudding.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Nice. Where were we?
Eze on the sprinkles.
Yeah.
Instead of easy.
Yeah, I get it.
Just see what I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eze singles. Yeah. Nice. We're just gonna start making
food puns
about football players.
Nice.
Yeah. We had this before. The Muller race.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Anyway, so I'm saying Newcastle win. You're not so sure.
No, I'm on the fence with this one.
So you're going to say draw?
It's Derby Day. It can happen.
Yeah, good. Next up, Aston Villa at home to West Ham.
You would nearly say West Ham.
Yeah,
if we're going on form,
you're
going West Ham.
And Villa are just on a slippery slope at the minute.
Villa still have to play tomorrow evening as well. So they're not going to be too fresh for that game.
No, that's a big one. And West Ham have been up for that. You've been looking at West Ham, they've been up for their games every week. You know, I think you're right. You know what? To call it a shock might be a bit of a stretch, but I think, we're going to go away win there.
Yeah, and that puts the pressure on Tottenham.
Well, it's a big weekend for West Ham because the next game is Spurs at home to Forest.
Yeah.
So someone is dropping points in that.
The Spurs Forest one, I think, is the biggest game of the weekend.
You'd have to probably agree. Yeah, in terms of Premier League, I'd have to agree. Like, Spurs, Forest
has the most consequence.
It does. I think Forest get a result here.
Like, if Forest and West Ham both win, that's huge.
That's massive. If Forest and West Ham win, Spurs are in the bottom three.
And they're 2 points behind both of them then, Eddie.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh.
Somebody's getting a semi. You're gonna wait to go. What are you going red for, Dave?
I was gonna make.
You can't see Dave. He's gone red.
I was trying to think of some sort of semi-final joke, but it's done now. Forget it. It's too hard.
That's your third leg.
Let's see what I did there.
It's too hard, yeah.
You fucking ruined it.
And then I said third leg.
Yeah.
Third leg of the semi-final. Forget about it.
Nice. Anyway, I'm gonna say Forest. Just
their pure hope.
Yeah, that's it.
Just because you want it so bad.
No other reason.
Yeah.
Forest will win that.
I don't mind if City win the Carabao Cup as long as Forest beat Spurs.
Listen, if you offered it to me now, right, that Arsenal will win the league and push on and win everything else, but we'll lose this weekend in the Carabao Cup final, but you could guarantee me a Spurs relegation, I would be like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't know. I still want to win the trophy though. Like, I think
it like we said earlier, it gives you good momentum for the rest of the season.
No, I
kind of a silver.
Do you know what? I do retract that because I actually don't mean that. I want to win the.
Am I right saying it'll be your first bit of silver in 6 years?
6 years, yeah.
So you kind of want that monkey off your back.
No, to be honest with you, I am joking. I'll always take the silverware over whatever happens to that lot.
That shower.
Yeah.
Shower of cocks. Cockruffs.
Down with that golden cock on the top of that stadium.
The toilet bowl stadium. I don't know. I think you're rubbing off on me, Dave. We're not sitting that close, but you're rubbing off on me because I'm rooting for this Spurs relegation.
Are you?
Yeah. I just think it's a shock. Like,
the story behind it.
Yeah, it's so big.
Yeah.
You know, and as I said to you before, for you to go and win the league and for Spurs to get relegated in the same season.
Now you're really talking about semi-territory.
Yeah, rock hard semi. 3.5-inch floppy with a hard drive.
So yeah, that concludes the football for the weekend, Gav.
That it does.
It does.
That it does. Now, we had said that we'd kind of go through all the clubs and name the best performers so far this season. But
we're already coming up on an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's been a long episode. We've talked a lot about Pogs and Pokemon and all sorts. You know, nothing football related.
Maybe we should do a spin-off this podcast.
Relax, Dave. We're only on episode 24. It's too early to be talking about spin-offs.
Yeah, no.
It's not scrubs. You just want to do a podcast every night, do you?
Yeah, if we'll go, you know.
Okay. Nothing else to be doing.
But no, yeah, so we're coming up on an hour and a half. So we'll save that player performers for each club.
We'll do that next. Yeah, we'll do that next week's episode.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Spurs
being in the bottom three.
Yeah, I'm relishing in that. I suppose if we're going to do that next week, if people want to send us in their own list of people.
Dave, you beautiful bald bastard. That's a great idea.
It is a good idea. No one's going to fucking listen to me though. No one's going to do it.
We can always ask.
If anybody listening wants to send us their list of each club's top performers, if you don't want to do every club, just give us your own club or whatever you think, who's been your player of the season for your club and your overall player of the season for the Premier League. Do let us know. Get in touch with us here through the comments and drop into AnyGames.ie. Let us know there if that's where you want to do that. And yeah, I think that's probably us for the week, Gav, is it?
Yeah. And come here, you said nobody listens to us, Dave, but last week we put out a bit of a request for people who are listening to hit that follow button on Spotify. And we've got 2 extra followers.
2 extra followers. No, people are listening to us. They just don't engage. When we ask them to drop into the comments and let us know, we're trying to spin conversation here. We want to talk to you.
Why is also shy?
Yeah. So
we're not going to bite.
Like that, drop into the comments. Let us know with your own opinions on anything we speak about. If you don't like us, even let us know. That call us a cunt. I don't care.
Yeah. And with it being Paddy's Day, I'm going to sign off by saying, we're a meal magwith. Come on, will you? I guess, Dave. On.
God bless.